So please make sure that you are sitting in your seat throughout this entire tour. At no point are you guys allowed to get up or swap seats at any point when this ride is in motion. Also, please make sure if you do have a lap child that they are sitting calmly in your lap and not standing up or being passed around from person to person. I do have a strict no tolerance policy when it comes to safety braking rules. So please make sure you guys are staying safe. I want you guys to be safe and also have fun at the same time. Now, New Jersey is a no-touch state, which means it's a $2,000 fine for touching the animals and $5,000 for feeding. In Jersey, I would much rather spend that money in the Caribbean or the Bahamas. Yeah, you guys are allowed to take as many pictures as you guys would like. All I ask is that you keep your hands inside the vehicle. I cannot promise you that your phone will come back in one piece if it's dropped, or if it might keep them for itself and take selfies with it. If you guys do see our gate guys when we're going through our gates, please make sure to give them a friendly hello as we drive past them. Now, coming up first, we're going to be going into our American Plains section, and in this section we're going to be seeing animals from both North and South America here.
Saludos a todos, gracias por estar pendientes siempre de mis videos.
Now, coming up to our right hand side, we're going to be seeing our rhea first. Now, rhea are part of the rat-type family, so that means they are part of the same family as the ostriches are. Now, these guys are flightless as well. They cannot fly, but even though they do have
Bueno,
wings,
ahorita andamos aquí grabando un pequeño video ahí. Hemos venido a un zoológico
now,
aquí
to tell the difference between a
New
male and
Jersey,
female
aquí.
rhea is that the males do
Les
have
vamos a
a
mostrar ahí, supuestamente hay jirafas aquí. Saludos a todos los que están ahí.
and the females tend to be a little bit smaller. Those are ostriches right there. I hate to spoil it for you guys. Now, we do have a lot of Canada geese here. They're actually not a part of our safari, but they are protected by the Bird Migratory Act. So they sit here, run free, eat whatever they like, and do whatever they please, and we can't kick them out. Now, it looks like on our left-hand side, we're going to be coming up in a little bit of a pool party in a second of our Roosevelt elk. Now, Roosevelt elk are the largest elk species found in North America, and they are named after our former president, Theodore Roosevelt, who
miren qué bonito.
influenced conservation efforts during his presidential years. Now, the females tend to have no antlers at all. They will not grow them in, and the males will have those beautiful antlers. Now, those antlers are going to be a little bit fuzzy during this time, and that is to actually help them grow them out. Is a skin and fur-like texture on those antlers that is called velvet. And once they are done growing, that velvet will actually fall off of them, or they will rub it on trees from time to time.
Miren qué bonito esto, ustedes. Andamos grabando un video ahí para el canal Video El Salvador. Gracias a todos los que están ahí siempre pendientes. Hemos venido a este zoológico. Vamos a ver qué nos encontramos más adelante. Ay, disculpen, no les vamos hablando tanto porque vamos aquí pendientes. They can hold roughly around 100 pounds on their back. These guys are also very territorial, and they are commonly used on farms as protectors on livestock. Bueno, aquí seguimos grabando.
Now it looks like we're going to be seeing a big herd of male Roosevelt elk also on our right hand side as well. Now typically you can tell the older ones from the younger ones tend to do have a little bit smaller antlers on them, and the males will do have those much bigger, magnificent ones. Now coming up on our left side first, I want to talk about our fallow deer. Now, fallow deer were originally native to Europe and were widely distributed to other areas of the world as a game species. Now, unlike the white-tailed deer we see here today, the fallow deer actually keep their spots their entire lives and they will not fade over time. They're going to be right up on top of this hill over here. Now, there is an all-white one in our fallow deer group. She is actually what's called leucistic. She's actually unable to create the pigment in her body for that brown coloring, so she is all white instead. But instead of having red eyes like albinos, she has sapphire blue eyes instead. And coming up to our right, we're going to see our American bison. Now, American bison are the largest mammals found in North America, and they are also the symbol of the North American plains. Now, back in the 1800s, these guys were actually almost hunted towards extinction, but thanks to conservation efforts, their population's been brought back up to roughly around 30,000.
Saluditos a todos los que están siempre ahí pendientes en los videos en estreno, gracias. Gracias por estar siempre pendientes. Mira ya.
Now next up on our list, we're going to be going into our Africa section, where we're going to be seeing mammals. We're going to see the largest species of mammals we can find in the world here. Now I do also have a little bit of a surprise for you guys. We're going to be meeting three lovely ladies who have been with us since park opening in 1974. So these ladies are going to be roughly around 50 years old. Now it looks like coming up on our left hand side, we're going to be seeing an ostrich. Now ostriches are also part of the rat type family, just like Rios are, and they are the largest and fastest running bird species, running at a top speed of 45 miles per hour. Now these guys, to tell the difference between a male and female, is that the males have a black and white feathering, and the females have a much lighter brown feathering on them. And coming up, we're meeting our three lovely ladies now, our African elephants. Now we can tell these are African elephants because if you look at the shapes of their ears, they're actually shaped in the continent of Africa. And those ears are not only just for show, they actually use them as fans to cool themselves off when it's hot out. Now, African elephants can weigh around 7 tons, and they're usually ruled by a matriarchy, which means they are ruled by the oldest female. Now, back in 1979, these guys' population ranged at around 1 million, but unfortunately now today it's only at around 400,000.
Saludos a todos los que están siempre ahí pendientes, que estamos grabando un pequeño video aquí, estamos en un zoológico aquí, disfrutando aquí en este día domingo.
Now coming up on our right hand side, we're going to be seeing our Grant zebra. Now Grant zebra are the smallest subspecies of zebra. Now does anybody know, are zebras white with black stripes or black with white stripes? Does anyone take a guess? So they are black with white stripes. We can actually tell that because of their muzzle, which actually has no hair on it.
Son los elefantes.
Now we do also have a week-and-a-half-old baby zebra in there, so I'm going to try and point her out for you guys if I do see her. Now in our pond area though, we do have our Asian water buffalo. Now Asian water buffalo are heavily dependent on water sources, as they are found between 15 to 20 miles from one. Now these guys also have rich and buttery milk, which is actually used to make ghee or butter in some countries. is actually called a dazzle. And that's because when they run away from predators, they actually create an oven with their pattern. And it confuses predators as they don't know where one zebra starts and one zebra. And another unique fact about their stripes is that they are not all identical to each other. They are unique to each zebra, just like how our fingerprints are to us. And that's usually how Mama Zebra is able to figure out where her baby is by recognizing the stripe pattern. On our left-hand side, we're going to be able to see our baby zebra as well.
Okay.
And also our white rhinos. Now, white rhinos actually got their name from a Dutch mistranslation for the word wide. As for their wide noses, it kind of looks like a wide vacuum piece. So they misinterpreted it and thought they said white, so now they're forever known as the white rhino. Now, a rhino's horns are also made out of keratin, which is the same stuff made out of our fingernails and hair. And just like our hair, rhinos will actually style their horns whichever way they like it. So whether they like their horns tall or short, or sharp or dull, they'll shape them whichever way they like it. Now we're going to be going into our wild plain section now, where we're going to be seeing some animals of our hoofstock family here. On our left-hand side, you're going to see some two black bucks. Now I'm going to talk a little bit more about the black buck later on, but these guys are going to be a little bit older as they are getting that much blacker fur coloring in.
He doesn't look around.
Damn.
I just asked you. You look 60. Saying you did it. If you don't get me, I'll go on and on and on and on. The same way my
Now on both the right and left-hand side, we're going to be meeting our Bisa oryx. Now these guys kind of look like they came back from a Kiss concert. Now these guys can live at least 2 weeks without water, and that's because they get most of their water intake from the vegetation that they eat. They can also raise their body temperatures up to roughly around 116 degrees to match the outside environment so that they can prevent themselves from sweating. All the way to our left, we're going to see our ellipsis waterbuck. Now the ellipsis waterbuck get their name from the ellipsis around their rear, and it kind of looks like they sat on a wet painted toilet seat. Now these guys let out a very viscous and unpleasant smell, which is to ward off predators, and also makes them hydrophobic in water. And underneath the feeder we can see a peacock as well. Now typically in a lot of the bird families, the males will actually have much showier feathers. That is actually to impress the females, and the females will tend to have much duller feathering.
Acá están las jirafas. Allá. Allá están las jirafas.
Coming up on our right-hand side, we're going to be seeing our African bongos first. Now, African bongos are called ghosts of the forest, and that's because we actually don't have a specific count of how many there are in the wild because they are so hard to find. The only way we are able to bring them out in the wild is by actually putting salt licks out at night, as they heavily rely more on salt than they do water, and they are crepuscular, which means they usually are up during the dusk and dawn hours. And now coming out, we're going to be seeing our reticulated giraffes now. I know everybody's excited about this. Now, giraffes in general are the tallest mammals in the world, measuring at a whopping 18 feet tall.